Okay, so essentially that's how you can move it around within the box and get it to fit the size of the box. So I'm going to pull it in to fit the actual size of the frame. Um, it's still too wide, so if you want to change the size of your frame to adjust to fit the picture, go back to the main selection tool, because then you can select and then select outside to deselect and reselect it by selecting the frame with the main selection tool. Basically the way it works is if you have something selected and you want to select something else or select it differently, always click outside first and then click back on the frame. So I can adjust now the frame to fit the image. Just like that. Okay, so there's my image. What I want you to do is take a picture of someone like a celebrity or an artist or any kind of performer or someone that needs promoting, and use that as your main image. In this case, I'm using a cat, which really doesn't make any sense, but at least it's just for the demo, so it's okay. But let's say you want to resize this picture, but you don't want to go through resizing the picture to fit the frame and resizing the frame. The best command, a key command I could show you, it's a really neat trick and it works so well in this program, are the three keys Command, Option, and Shift, and they're all kind of right next to each other to the left of the space bar. So if you hold those down and using this main selection tool, grab a corner, you can resize everything. The frame and the picture inside as well. And then don't worry about what's on the outside here. That won't show up in your printout. But there you go. So basically I've resized it. It's going to fit within that part of the page. And if it makes it better, easier for you, you can then pull your frame in to the edge of the page just so you can see what it looks like. Now notice, I'm doing all this with the main selection tool, which adjusts the frame. I can also, if I hover over the corner and outside a little bit, you'll see the arrow, there's like a turned, bent double arrow there. I can rotate this as well. So if you wanted to change it to sideways view, you can do that. By the way, Command Z will undo your last step, or Edit, Undo. And then within InDesign, you can Command Z and undo as many times as you want. So if I go like this, it goes back through all my steps. I can redo them by Command Shift Z, or just doing Edit, Redo, Move Item. Okay, so now what I want to do is bring in some text. And what I ask is that you put a header and a subheader, which is basically like the name of the person, and also a subheader, which is like a description of who they are, what they do, or like just some kind of tagline that expresses who they are. A lot of times musicians have catchphrases and stuff like that. So I don't know what the name of this cat would be, but I'm just going to go ahead and enter something. The next tool I want to show you to do that is the text tool, and that's right here, or the type tool. If you click and hold on it, there's another version, type on a path, and we'll get into that later. But what you want is just the main type tool. And rather than just clicking, which you would do in like Word or something like that, you have to create a box to type into. And the way to do it is using the type tool, click and drag just like you did with the rectangle tool, and it'll make a box. And you can type anything in there. And if you want to move it around, just switch to the main selection tool, and you can move this box around. You can put it over here for now if it makes it easier, whatever you want to do, just as long as eventually it is on here. And then I will show you now how to change your font size. And of course how to change the font color and all that stuff too. So basically, by using this text tool, as long as I'm in the text tool, I can go ahead and type anything in there. I can double click to highlight that text, and at the top are all of my text preferences. So here's my font. It tells me what font it is. You can click on it and see what it looks like. You can change the size up here. So I'm just going to literally write the word kitten and go from that. Okay, so I've got the word kitten 72, if I highlight it, I can change the fonts here. Okay, and then just like with the image, that 3 key command combination to resize can be used for the text as well. So if I hold down Command Option Shift, I can just do this, which might work a lot easier than going in and resizing your font. Okay, and then also at the very top you'll see your text alignment. So right now it's left justified, align left. If I want to center it, go to align center, right justify, and then this is aligned towards spine, so if you were doing a double facing pages document, you would use that, but we're not going to do that right now. Okay, so I'm actually going to center that, and then if I pull the frame in to those margins, it'll center it right in the middle of my page. Okay. And then for the subheader, just basically do the same thing. Using the type tool, create a new box. And I don't know what I could write for this. I could write something really cheesy. Not that this isn't cheesy anyway. But I really don't know. Maybe just catnip something. I'm just going to type in some text here. There we go. Okay, so I've got some text, and it doesn't make any sense, but let's say this is the tagline. I can select everything, make it larger, and I'll just put it in the center and do the same thing. Now, I would like you to play around and kind of, with your text size and your font size, specifically for what it is you're promoting. Make sure you pick a font that works for what it is. So if it's somebody who's like, electronic music, you might want to find like a funky electronic looking font. If you have a celebrity, just pick something that looks like, that could be used on a celebrity magazine, that sort of thing. But you can adjust all those things by adjusting the font at the top, the font size, and then adjusting the color, which I'm going to show you how to do right now.